welcomes aboard the Sun Princess. Well, first of all, welcome to the largest lady within the Princess family. By a quick round of applause, whose very first cruise is it on a Sphere class ship on the Sun Princess? Give me a round of applause. Wow, welcome. Exciting and new. As you can see, everything has been elevated and there's so much to look forward to here aboard the Sun Princess, and I know you've had an incredible cruise. And then real quick, who is staying with us until the European season? Who's taking it across, going with us to Europe? There's a few of you. Okay. Well, for those of you that are leaving us, well done on completing the very last voyage here of the Caribbean season. It's been an absolute honor and a privilege to have been your cruise director for this voyage. Now, I always do love to find out who is cruising with me. So let me find out, where's all of my Platinum members? Give me a round of applause if you're a Platinum member. Welcome. And now, let me see who has cruised with me before. Where's all of my Elite members? Oh, no. As an Elite member, you're not allowed to clap your hands. I can see you've cruised with me before. As an Elite member, you raise your right hand and you say, "Good evening, Jason."
Good evening.
Right, well, let's find out. Where's all of my Elite members tonight? Good evening, everyone. What a treat it is, and I know you've had an absolutely incredible time. But please allow me to introduce your host. It's the incredible Brandon, your future cruise and event and loyalty specialist here from South Africa.
Same like you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, your cruise director, Jason. Thank you for that warm welcome, Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Captain Circle party. Now, as Jason mentioned, I am your future cruise and loyalty manager, so I have the job which I believe is the best on board. I get to assist with all loyalty, and I get to assist with planning all future cruises and vacations. But before we proceed, can we please give a nice round of applause to our food and beverage team, our rooms division team. They put everything together for you here. Now, with my job description, I also get the opportunity to talk a little bit about what's coming for Princess, right? We have the Star Princess debuting in October. She will be the first of a kind, believe it or not, to go through the Panama Canal. She'll be doing a 20-day, going all the way through the canal to get to, believe it or not, the first of a kind also in Alaska. So in 2026, you have the Star Princess debuting in Alaska. But now let's talk about what's happening. The Sun Princess is going to Europe. As I saw a couple of hands going with us to Europe all the way. Anybody else planning to stay? I have 3 more cabins and I have an occupancy in Jason's cabin as well. He looks too excited down there in the middle. But nevertheless, there's so many things coming to Princess, but let's talk about loyalty and the numbers that we have on board this week. Every single person in this room has contributed to bring at least one new person to Princess. With that said, believe it or not, the highest number this week. Our first time to Princess Cruises, we have a total of 1,824 first time cruises. Let's give them a nice applause. Our returning guests, the gold medallions. Let's give them applause with 864 of them on board. Now our Ruby members. The smallest number this week, 414 Ruby members. Let's give them also a nice applause. Because all 3 tiers that I just mentioned were not invited to this party. So we tried to give a nice applause so they can hear from wherever they are. Now my Platinum members, Jason asked you to make a little bit of noise. Can I see all my Platinum members in the room? Let me see the hands. Excellent. Anybody on the cusp of becoming elite? Here we go, a couple of hands there. Don't worry, we'll get to give you that free laundry soon. So my Platinum members, 741 Platinum members. Give yourselves a nice round of applause. Now our elite members, the black medallion, right as Jason said, we put our hands up, our right hand, and we do this thing that he likes. Believe it or not, elite members this week, 577. Please give yourselves a nice applause. That is a good number this week. Now I could go on and on about loyalty, I could definitely go on and on about future cruises, but I am not your main host this evening. If you've not met our main host this evening coming in through our door, please give a nice applause for our main host this evening. It's none other than our amazing captain, Captain Craig Street.
Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to add my welcome, indeed welcome back, and welcome home to Princess. It sounds like you're all having a great time, are you? That's great to hear. We've changed things up a little bit with the Sun Princess. Are you all finding your way around okay? You rest assured. It took us a while as well. We all know that you've all done many, many cruises, so thank you for your loyalty over the years. Thanks for coming back to us and indeed joining us on the Sun Princess. We all know you're very familiar with the Royal class ships, the Grand class ships, so as I say, a little bit different here. How about this wonderful venue for these parties now with the Dome, yes? Well, it's always a pleasure to host you, see familiar faces, and it always does, when we host these parties, take me back to when I very first started at Princess. I've been lucky enough to be here all my seagoing career, celebrating 35 years this September, and I started way back. Thank you. I started way back in 1990 with P&O Princess Cruises, as it was at the time. And when I first joined as a young 17-year-old nervous cadet, one of the first things I had to do was go along to one of these Captain's Circle parties. And it was called something else in those days. Those of you who've cruised for that long will remember the different names over the years. But they used to hold these parties in the captain's cabin. There were so few of you. You're all Platinum and Elite members here this evening, and this is the first of two parties we're having, so there's lots of you on board. And I have asked the company for a bigger cabin. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me on that one, but there we go, there's so many of you on board. Well, what a wonderful ship. It sounds like you're all having a great time, and some wonderful new features on board this ship that you won't find on any other. These wonderful new venues that we have on board. The Princess Arena, the wonderful piazza. How are you all enjoying the wonderful food? Yeah? That's great to hear. The food very popular on here. We have 30 different bars and dining options for you to enjoy. And our food and beverage director, Carlos, was at the entrance as you came in. So that is wonderful to hear. Very close to all of our hearts, the food, I know. We have to really be careful being on board for such a long time, otherwise they roll us off as cargo at the end of our contract. But there we go. So I have to thank you as well for the very kind comments. Really, as I say, a very spectacular ship, the Sun Princess, but nothing is as special as the teammates who are here on board. We do have the very best the Princess has to offer. Really, they are the heart and soul of the ship, and they work tirelessly to look after you. So thank you for the very kind comments, not only this evening, but the notes you sent me and the comments you've said to me as I've walked about the ship. How well and warm and welcoming we've been made to feel by the ship's crew. So that is great to hear, and keep enjoying that as well. But as I say, wonderful new things on board this ship. The very first of our ships powered by liquefied natural gas, so we're doing our best to look after the environment as well. The first of our ships to have the Azipods, which are the 360-degree propellers at the back. As we keep telling people, they're making these wonderful ships bigger and bigger. But they're not making the ports any bigger, so that helps us get us in and out of these wonderful ports we've been taking you to. Now, I know many of you have cruised years and years, decades with us even. I met a couple who've been over 40 years at the door. They were on the original Sun Princess. And I have to say, I've been lucky enough to have been with the company all these years. I sailed on the original Island Princess, one of the love boats. Some of you remember those? Yeah, the Islands. So I was on her in 91 as a cadet. And then in 96, I was on the old Pacific Princess. And it's hard to believe, looking back all those years, those ships were 27,000 tons, 630 guests, and 290 crew. There we go, yeah, exactly. Wow, look where we are today with these wonderful ships. We are the biggest ship ever built in Italy. If you take either the island or the Pacific and you combine it with one of our wonderful Royal class ships that I know you all love, then you get the size of Sun Princess, for 177,000 gross tons. Those little ships were 27,000 tons, believe it or not. So here we are today, and we hope you thoroughly enjoy it. Anyway, the cruise by no means over. We hope you enjoy a wonderful evening tonight. There's lots of entertainment, fine dining options to enjoy, and another great sea day to relax and enjoy as we take you back to Port Everglades. Who's sailing on the Atlantic crossing with us? Anyone? I know there's a few of you. Yeah, quite a few of you. So this is the end of our first Caribbean season. It's been very successful for us. And once we get to Port Everglades in a couple of days' time, we're then leaving, heading back across the Atlantic, and we're then going to be conducting our Mediterranean cruising for the summer. We'll be back next year. So we hope to see you, if not on board the Sun Princess, one of the other Princess ships in the very near future. But once again, thank you for your loyalty. Enough from me, I keep getting told off, especially my wife. She tells me I talk too much. So I'm going to stop there, and we're going to bring back Brandon, and we're going to recognise our most travelled guests, and we're also going to make a draw for some free bottles of bubbly and a ship's model. Once again, it's a real pleasure to host you. Keep enjoying. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's your captain, Captain Craig Street. Now, as Captain mentioned, at our Captain Circle parties, we do take the time to acknowledge our top 3 most travelled guests for the voyage. But before I jump into that, if you just indulge me, please, can we please give a nice applause for our very young gentleman, Mr. Libman from 14224, who turns 95 years old this cruise. Please give him a nice applause. And another young lady who turned 90 years old, Miss Ruta. We have 2 on board. Lovely. Thank you very much for sticking with Princess. Now, our most travelled guest for this week, we'll start with our 3rd most travelled guest. And as Captain mentioned, with this being one of 2 parties, our 3rd most and our 2nd most travelled guests have opted to attend the 2nd party. So we'll give them a nice applause as we go through it. With 947 sailing days, in 3rd place we have Mr. and Mrs. Yang. Let's give them a nice applause. In 2nd place, with 1,013 sailing days, we have Mr. and Mrs. Lee. Let's give them also a nice applause. Now, our first most travelled guest has graced us with her presence for this first party. Believe it or not, hold on to your seats. With 1,053 sailing days, we have Miss Monica. Excellent, keep that applause going. With 1,053 sailing days, it is Miss Monica. Now, Captain also mentioned that we are going to be raffling 2 bottles of bubbly and a ship's model for our final lucky winner. So, without further ado, Captain.
Yeah.
Here we go with our wonderful medallion technology. We know all of you are in the room this evening. It's wonderful to hope. Here we go. We're just going to shuffle you up a bit, mix you around. This is for the first 3 bottle of bubbly. It goes to, here we go. Goes to Judy Fonseca. Judy Fonseca.
Kevin 12210.
Judy Fonseca. Oh, just here. There we go. Congratulations. Here we go. The second bottle of bubbly goes to. We'll shuffle you up again. Goes to William Sanders. William Sanders. Up there a little bit. There we go. Congratulations, William. I'm going to try and get somebody on the starboard side this time, I promise. Here we go. Here. I'll try my best. Shuffle you up one last time. This is for the ship's model. Goes to Ina Katz. Ina Katz. There we go as well. Congratulations. Lucky section up there this evening. Congratulations.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Captain Circle Party in a nutshell. Please hang around, stay a little bit, join us to the amazing sounds of Jan Jan. Thank you very, very much for your loyalty shown throughout all these years. We honestly cannot thank you enough. Thank you very much, Captain. We appreciate you. Have a lovely evening further, everybody. Thank you very much.